Hi guys, today we are looking at solving linear inequalities. Our learning intention for today is by the end of this lesson, you will be able to solve linear inequalities when the x term is negative. When you're solving linear inequalities, you must be careful of your negatives. If you multiply or divide an inequality by a negative number, your inequality swaps around. This means that if you divide by a negative number or multiply by a negative number, you must flip your inequality. The same thing actually happens with equal signs, except it makes no difference. Let's look at an example. Solve for 5 minus 4x is less than 9, where x is an element of our real numbers, and show our solution set on our number line. When we are solving for inequalities, we solve them in the same way as we would if we had an equal sign, which means you want x's on the left-hand side of your equation and bring your numbers to the right-hand side of your equation. We move numbers to the right-hand side of the equation by doing the opposite. And now we have one extra step with our inequalities. If we are dividing by a negative sign, we must flip our inequality also. Okay, so let's try and solve this question. We have 5 minus 4x is less than 9. So I want x's on the left and numbers on the right. To move our 5 to the other side, I do the opposite, which means that I minus 5 from both sides of my equation. This leaves me with minus 4x is less than 9 minus 5, which gives us minus 4x is less than 4. I now want the x on its own, so I have x times by minus 4. So to move my minus 4, I must divide both sides by minus 4. And if I am dividing by a negative number, I must also flip my inequality. This leaves me with x is greater than minus 1. So my answer is x is greater than minus 1, where x is an element of a real number. Now let's look at the second part of this question. Show our solution set on a number line. To show that x is greater than minus 1 and x is a real number, we draw our number line and go to minus 1 on our number line. We're showing that x is any value that is greater than minus 1. Because it is a real number, this includes all of our decimal places. So we draw an arrow from minus 1, showing that x can be any value that is greater than minus 1. Note that your circle at minus 1 is an open circle because x is greater than minus 1, but it's not equal to it. Okay, please pause and take down this example. Let's try another one. Solve 13 minus 3x is greater than 7. So again, we want the x's on the left-hand side of the equation, and I want my numbers on the right-hand side. To move terms across our inequality, you do the opposite. And don't forget, at the end, if you're dividing by a negative, you must flip your inequality. I have 13 minus 3x is greater than 7. So to move my 13, I subtract 13 from both sides. This leaves me with minus 3x is greater than 7 minus 13 leaves me with minus 6. I now have minus 3 times x is greater than minus 6. So to move my minus 3, I must divide both sides by minus 3. And don't forget, if you are dividing by a minus number, you must flip your inequality. So we're left with dividing both sides by minus 3 leaves us with x is greater than minus 6 divided by minus 3 leaves us with 2. So our answer is x is less than x is less than 2. Okay, so please pause and take down this example.